Are you ready for a kick-ass episode of Off the Top Rope on the CEV Sports Podcast Network on selected platforms? I'm your boy Ty Asbury, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My live guest. You step to her in the ring, you are going to receive a big dose of course, some kick-ass. And you know what I'm talking about. This lady is up and coming in professional wrestling. The one, the only, Sazzy Boatright joins your boy Ty Asbury on Off the Top Rope Tuesday night. It is going to be, whoop, bam, kick ass. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to watch the best wrestling podcast around with some sizzle, it is Off the Top Rope. Yeah. It's Tuesday night, and of course, you know what's going down. I'm your boy Ty Asbury. It is Off the Top Rope on your Tuesday night, live on all CEV Sports Podcast platforms. And I have to say, like I said in the opening, this episode is kick-ass because my guest, she is a kick-ass machine, training sensation at T2T. She is Sazzy Boatright. Sazzy, what is up tonight here on Off the Top Rope? How are you?
I'm good, Ty. How are you?
I'm fantastic, and what an honor to have you on the show. You are a talent that is doing big things in wrestling. This is why we have you on the show tonight to talk to you about your journey in wrestling, doing a lot of things. And right off the bat, how's your busy wrestling schedule going?
Let's see. October has been pretty busy. I had a show last weekend in Brooklyn. It was an underground show. We've been doing these underground shows about once a month. Well, the last one was in August, but we're doing another one on November 20th for anybody who's in the tri-state area. But I was up in Maine. I don't know. Where are you, Ty? Where are you located?
I'm in the good old upstate New York, so I'm in the mountains, and it's freaking freezing tonight. So yeah.
Is it? That's so nice.
I can use a glass of hot chocolate if anybody wants to hook me up. So, but
Sounds so good.
I mean, it does sound good, but the happy thing is that you're on the show where we're live, and that warms me up. So we're going to have a good old time here on the show. So, like you said, you've been traveling all over, and correct, you're in Brooklyn, right?
I'm in Brooklyn. Yes, I was in Maine a couple weekends ago with some of my technique to training buddies, and I am going to be in Philly next weekend. It's on the 30th. I can't believe this month. This month is gone already. It's gone.
October just flies by. I believe that is somebody can comment on the show. I don't have a calendar with me because we're live, but it's coming up. I guess we can just say that.
Yes, it's Halloween weekend. I will be in Philly at the Everybody Hit show. It's at the Photo Club, and it's a no ring. So I'm kind of excited about that. I think no ring shows are really fun. So, and it'll be a really good tag team match.
Now, for people that don't know, like how you said the show is going to play out, like what's the difference about this show than any other show that you have done?
The show, which show? The
Philly.
Well, okay, so it's a no ring and it's a 3-way tag match. So I haven't really been in, well, I guess I've been in some tag matches, but really like I did one on a birthday party for an 8-year-old, and like I did one. I'm gonna do one for our student showcase tomorrow night, which is actually open to the public if anybody wants to come.
We got another.
Yeah, I haven't. But yeah, I mean, I think that the biggest thing about the Everybody Hits shows is that they're all no ring shows. You know, it's just like in a bar and it has a mat on the floor, and you know you can't bump. You can't bump.
That's the thing, yeah. I mean, but it sounds like a show. Is it like a type of show where everybody's really close to the action? Because you said it's like kind of in a bar atmosphere. Is everybody really close to the action?
I've never done one, but from the pictures I saw from the last one, it looks like that. It looks like kind of just this undefined space that wrestlers have to kind of carve out amongst everybody else. So yeah, there's kind of like an element of danger, it seems, in these pictures. But you know, this is my little asshole dog King, by the way. He's just going to be here with his back to us probably most of the time.
Well, the King's getting airtime tonight.
There he goes.
And I'm sure he'll be back. Anything, if anything happens here off the top rope. Now, I'm going to throw something at you. Of course, I researched this. Now, you said your birthday is actually the day after the show, correct?
It's the day before the show.
Day before the show, okay. Because my biggest question I had to ask you is, like, what would you like to have for like a wrestling like birthday present, like a championship? Like, what is something that you would like to have like for your birthday in wrestling?
Honestly, I mean, championship is like pie in the sky right now, but I think I'm getting it for my birthday. I get to wrestle alongside the outfielders who I've just adored since before I became a wrestler. And yeah, I feel super honored to be in the ring with them. And I'm going up against Alec Price and Big Calix. So like that whole situation is just really, really awesome to me. It's like way more than I thought I would be doing in my first year wrestling, you know?
Well, you know, good things happen to people who really want to work for what they want to do. And I can tell by researching you and watching you that you really want this. And, you know, you got like that Spitfire, you know, I call you the kick-ass machine. So you definitely want to reach the top. And, you know, everything's happening for you. When your birthday's coming up, you got a show in Philly. So what else more can you ask for?
Literally nothing. I really can't ask for anything. Really expensive. I'm asking for a really expensive birthday dinner because I wanted to eat at a haunted restaurant in New York City. So yeah, I'm really pushing it this year.
Now, this is actually probably maybe you could say an out of wrestling question, but what is it about birthdays in October? My birthday just passed. I'm also an October birthday.
Oh yeah.
So
nice.
It's just like I don't know what is about October, and it's so many of them. Yours is coming up, and I don't know. It's freaking crazy.
Yeah, it's because our parents were fucking in the wintertime.
That I actually heard that.
All of our parents, if you're an October baby, if you're an October baby, your parents were fucking on or around Valentine's Day, which is so cliche. And that's why there's so many people with October birthdays. But my parents actually admitted, and my brother like weirdly teased me about this for a long time, but he found out that I was conceived the night the Bears won the Super Bowl in 1986, which tracks because my parents are from the Chicago area. But like, you know, and then he called me Super Bowl Wednesday for a lot of my life because of Wednesday Addams, and also I was born on a Wednesday. My brother has really like intricate insults that he's carved out for me over the years. So I think that's where my combative spirit comes from.
Well, the thing about it is you hold over him is that we're all of us October birthdays. We're all cool, so everybody can hate all they want because I think October is a badass month. You got horror movies, the cold weather, hot chocolate you can drink, and it's just I'm loving it. So
pumpkin everything. We get pumpkin everything in this month.
Now, it's crazy how we both said time has just flown us by. As far as wrestling, how was your summer in wrestling? I mean, a lot of training. Did you have a lot of bookings? Like, how busy was your summer? And overall, is wrestling pretty busy for wrestlers in the summertime, or it all just depends?
I wasn't that busy this summertime. Okay, August I had some things going on, but I started training in April of this year. And that said, that wasn't my first time training in the ring. I actually worked with FTW for a little bit. They're based out on Long Island, but they had a residency. They were sort of like using the Hog Gym. So I used to train with them back in 2018, but I was very non-committal about it, to be honest. Like, I would go once. You can't learn anything if you go once a week to a wrestling gym. Like, you're just going to get scared of bumping and like hurt your neck. And like, that's essentially all that happened for me. It was like, I figured out how to hurt myself a bunch of different ways. And then in April, I kind of had been hemming and hawing about going back because I heard about Technique to Training from a friend, my friend Dan, the goddamn Candy Man. And he was like, y'all should come train at this gym because it's really great. It's really inclusive. Like, the vibe is amazing. The coaches are great, And yeah, so I finally like took the jump and started training in April. And so I was really not expecting to have my first show until April of 2022. Like, if I think that if some of the admins had it in a certain way, they wouldn't have let that happen. But I kind of I guess I'm a little bit older than a lot of my training buddies. I kind of carved out a gimmick and a really strong self-image, like, right off the bat. And I think that's really kind of like propelled me. So I've had to work really, really hard to kind of like catch up with that, like, so I'm not just a Twitter wrestler, and, I have something to show for all my training. So to answer your question, I wasn't that busy this summer, but I did have a couple of things in August, one of which was the ill-fated Polyam Woodstock show. And that was I just have to say that was an amazing experience because it was so crazy, but it was also like an opportunity that I don't think I could have really afforded if I hadn't been training at Technique to Training. So yeah. So yes and no. It's picking up, but it's also like a lot of the bookings are still coming through my coaches, I'm a fledgling. I'm a complete wrestling fledgling at this point still.
Well, and the thing about it too is that it seems like it's really helped you is that you found a really good coach for your training. And when you saw how your coach wanted to help you, what was about your coach where you said to yourself, this is where I want to train? Because I've heard a lot of wrestlers say that it takes a damn good coach to really get somewhere. And what was it that stuck out about your coach where you want to say, this is where I want to train?
Yeah, I honestly, it was so simple. But so my coaches when I started were Logan Black and Brother Greatness. And Brother Greatness has always been a kind, nurturing person to me. But I mean, sorry, outside of the fact that we have like a wild rival in the ring now. hate each other when we're inside the ring, but we don't hate each other. But he's, I've learned a lot from him. And then Logan Black was kind of like, Brother Greatness was kind of taking more of the like newer students and teaching them basics, and then Logan Black was running like in-ring spots. And I introduced myself to him, and he immediately asked me what my pronouns were, which has never happened to me in a gym ever, ever. And I was just so struck by how, Logan himself is queer. A lot of people at that gym I'm queer. And it felt really nice to find a place where I didn't feel like I was on the outside anymore,
Exactly. Yeah.
Because no shade to where I had been training, but anywhere else I had gone to like do in-ring stuff, I would not be in the ring that much, because it's like a very masculine and a kind of like a, what am I trying to say? It's like a very single-minded kind of environment, Yeah. So if you're not like proving yourself as a female, then you're not going to get the ring time that you need to learn. So.
Well, I love how wrestling has changed, because it was always like, a male dominated profession. And like back then, the women just say in the corner, like Miss Elizabeth, God bless her, she's in the corner. But now, like I said, it don't matter what your sexuality is, color, whatever. We look at what, Nyla Rose is doing. Now wrestling has grown, and finally, I hope so, wrestling has put all that, shit to the side and let everybody do what they want to love. And you're doing that. You pretty much have a remarkable story, and you're like, the hell with it. I'm being me, and you're doing what you love.
Yeah. Yeah. It all kind of started with like my job, my pre-pandemic job going toe up, and like, I just really, I was like, fuck it, like this pandemic has proven that life is too short to be making excuses for why you're not doing the things you want to do. And like, so I came out, aspiring wrestling star from a pandemic where I've gone poor.
Well, and I think like, it seems like with wrestling, like like right then and there that if it's going to be for you. I've heard wrestlers say once you take that first bump, that if it's for you or not. So, but for you, automatically, did you know it was for you, or did it take like a little bit of processing or a little bit of time?
It took time, because when I took my first bumps in 2018, I was way in over my head. And, I had been kind of learning from a friend who was producing a comedy wrestling show, which I was part of. And because I was already a performer, I have an athletic background. My shoot job is being a personal trainer, fitness instructor. So I had been in the fitness industry for several years, and like had kind of really like beefed up and got really strong and really pliable, I guess, with, for lack of a better word. And so my friend Mitch Fesh was like training. He was training at Chikara, actually, with Dan the Goddamn Candyman and a bunch of other people. He was like learning from Chuck Taylor and Drew Gulak and all those guys in Orange County when they were still teaching there. So he would go commute to Philly twice a week, come back and be producing the show, and then like teaching me high spots in like a rehearsal space. No ring, no mats, just a hardwood floor. And he's like, okay, I'm going to teach you how to do a head scissor. And I was like, okay, well, okay. I was just like, okay. And and so I went into FTW like knowing how to give a head scissor, but not knowing how to take a bump, And so it was a little bit like disjointed like that at first. And I gave myself whiplash a bunch of times, and I, snapped my head back, hit my head in a bunch of weird fucking ways. And I took some time off, and then I was like, I'm not going to go back because I feel destroyed. My body feels destroyed, and I was feeling very precious about that. But yeah, I don't know what happened. I mean, maybe it's just age or experience or something, but I was all in when I went back. I was like, I know what I'm getting into, and I know I'm gonna be hurting, but I'm gonna do it. And I was.
I still think the biggest part, like you said, even though I'm hurt and busted up, do I want to go back? You said it took a while. I really think the reason why you came back is because, number one, you love it. I think it's like the fans, all the stuff you've done. I think it's something, it has to be the fans that really keep drawing you back and, putting smiles on their faces or cheering you, booing you, whatever the case may be. It has to be the fans.
That's a good point. I never really thought about it. I come from a comedy background, and if you know anything about comedy, it's a pretty fucking miserable grind. And when you're first starting out, it's sad because, you're inviting friends to shows and they're watching you bomb, or you're being asked to do shows and there are 3 people in the audience, or you're asked to, you're trying to get into a specific comedy club and you're having to do dumb shit to just perform there, just stuff like that. And I know there are elements of the wrestling world that aren't that different from the comedy world, but there is a built-in audience with wrestling that is so enthusiastic no matter what. It doesn't matter like who's entering the ring. A lot of times people don't know. I mean, anytime I've gone to a wrestling show, I don't know half the roster, especially if it's an indie show. And that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter to me because it's just like this reciprocal feeding of energy between the audience and the talent, and kind of like going back and forth. And it feels very like egalitarian in that way too. There's no hierarchy to the environment there. So yeah, that to your point, yeah, I think the fans do have something to do with it. And I didn't even think I would have fans. I don't know who, I was like, I'm not going to have fans. I'm just going to like go out there and do whatever,
But I really think about like, as far as like, I think with social media, and it's like a small world now with, especially with social media, how it's affected wrestling. It's like, for your case, you can get fans like just like that. And you'll be surprised how small like the wrestling social media world, or whatever you want to call it, is. And here you are today. I mean, got Twitter, people following you, and it really makes you say, damn, like shit's crazy.
Yes, shit's crazy because like I, made a really stupid video about something that like me and my training mates would like go back and forth and like make fun of indie heels who were like, shut up, shut up, shut up, like kind of figuring it out for the first time. And yeah, I just made a video of that. And then I have like wrestlers like Warhorse and like Ring of Honor wrestlers like paying attention to me because of this stupid video, and yeah, to that end, like those people are just like a degree away from me anyway, because my coach came up with them. And it's very like insular in that way, but it's also, I think that's part of the fun of it. I mean, Twitter has all of their different little communities, but I think Wrestle Twitter is a special kind of thing because there's a lot of funny shit that happens there too,
Yeah. The social media world is the whole social media world is some crazy entertainment, and it's just but the biggest thing is that you're safe, you're healthy, you're doing what you're doing. And moving ahead, if you could look at maybe 2 or 3 things, what are some things in wrestling, not long term, but just short term, that you want to complete, at this time? I mean, because the long term is endless for you, but what are some things you want to complete right now? Titles, feuds you want to somebody to feud with? What's on your short term menu?
Right now, I'm really having a hankering to fight Becca. I have a lot of respect for her, and yeah, I'm going up against her partner in crime, Alec Price, the weekend after next. And I would love to just, I don't know, every time I see her post something, especially now, it looks like she's taking a bit of a heel turn. I want to fight her so bad. And I think it would be really fun. I think it would be a really, really entertaining match for me. and, I would really like to, I'd really like to wrestle for certain indie promotions. I'd really like to get on a Beyond Wrestling show. I'd like to get on Blitzkrieg Pro. I would like to get on No Peace Underground. And I know it's a deathmatch promotion, but I kind of like to, dabble in that sort of thing too. But yeah, and then probably the one that I really want to do that I knew I couldn't do. I considered trying to push it, but I was like, it would be kind of a stretch, is to wrestle at Fest, because I think Fest is like the fucking coolest thing in the world in Florida. It's like a punk in wrestling. You know about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, knowing you,
but,
I won't be. Yeah. Knowing how you are, and you got that. Like I said, I call you, big business. I kind of just threw that out there. But you knowing what you do, and like I said, you're the kick-ass machine. I'll look at your Twitter and I say, damn, she's down in Florida doing that. So I won't be surprised if you definitely do that. And you got a long career ahead, so fucking go for it. I mean, do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope I have a long career ahead of me. I do think that those things it feels really attainable, mostly because I think I have a really strong support network around me through T2T and IWW and everybody I've kind of been training with here in New York City. And there's something I've learned from being an actor for the better part of a decade, is that, if you ask somebody for something, the worst thing they can do is say no to you, Yep. So just asking people hey, can I do this? Can I wrestle for you? Can I, check out what you're doing? Can I talk to you? Can I show you my match? Whatever. My dogs are having a dog fight now next to me. So if you hear something, it's that. Stop it. Stop. We're on the air. But so I hope I can post about that next year. They're fucking with my lighting now. Hey, get out of here. Get out of here. Get. Come on. Let's go.
Anything can happen on the
show. Anything can happen on the show. My dogs love to wrestle.
But it's really cool that, of course, the biggest thing we've been contacting back and forth about the show, and you got to tell everybody watching the show about the show you did this past weekend. You said it was badass, and you said it was so much fun. People who didn't see the match, I've been dying to know all day what happened in this match over the weekend.
I know, and I saw your email, and I was like, I'm going to save it for the air because we're going to just talk about it in real time. But, it was so fucking cool. I'm sorry, I'm going to curse because I just, have so much unbridled joy around these shows. And, I can't, from, I guess, maybe a legal standpoint, I can't attribute them to any one promotion or person. But if you do some very, very light digging, you'll probably find who it's connected to. But essentially, it's been kind of a new thing that all my T2T buddies are involved with, all my IWW buddies are involved with, and then a lot of other people are coming in from. I mean, we had Dark Sheik come in from Las Vegas, and we had MV come in from Pittsburgh and Brooke, and people are actually like hearing about this and coming in. The first show we did was back in August, and that was with AG. AG was in the main event against Robert Martyr, and that shit was fire. And AG said that it was like one of the most fun shows he's ever done, ever. And I'm like, bro, you've been on TV, you know what I mean? And it's so nuts. And then so we started to kind of like get this reputation for these underground secret shows. And the band who wrote my entrance song, they didn't write it for me. It was a very serendipitous series of events where I cut a promo about fucking my opponent's mom. They wrote this song about fucking someone's mom. We came together in this motherfucking like synergy, and the rest is history. But the band's called Sorry Mom, and they played the show. Actually, they played me into the ring at Polyam Woodstock, and that was so fucking awesome that they were asked to come do this underground show. And they played songs in the middle of like in between matches, and then they played me into the ring. I was part of a 13 wrestler a battle royal that was called like the All Night Rager, and it was, I mean, this is other people talking, but a lot of other people who saw the show, they were like, that was my favorite match. And you know how battle royal matches are, like they're cluster fucks, and it's hard.
They are definitely crazy.
And, like there was a lot, it felt really good because it felt like everybody was working together to create one thing, as opposed to like trying to get their shit in. Everybody trying to get their shit in. That was like as a young wrestler, like that was such an important experience to see that could be done. But these shows are just awesome, and they're like $10, and I advertised the crap out of them, and then anybody could DM me and find out what the address is. The next one is on November 20th, and I'm so excited. You should come down for it if you can. It's a Saturday, come down, crash on a couch or something, and then you head back upstate the next day or same day if that's your thing. But
so actually, I mean, like I said, of course, if you're inviting me, like I said, that'd be an honor too. I mean, I don't know, that was like an invite throw off.
Yes, you're invited, Ty. It's official.
Now, actually, now you said the next one is actually November, which is coming up soon. Where is this located, and how can fans start to get more familiar with it who want to come? Like, he let everybody know about this.
So if you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, you will hear about it. I will be on the show. I cannot tell you where it's going to be because the location is never finalized until like the week of. So I have a feeling it will probably be in Brooklyn again. They're super tight shows. They're like 2 hours tops. So we're talking probably like 8 to 10, kind of time commitment. And I think it's probably $10 cash, Venmo, PayPal, whatever. Like we're pretty forward thinking bunch. So I think if you don't have cash, we can work something out. But yeah, I mean, it's meant to be kind of like an inexpensive wrestling show that's like that's for non-wrestling fans. I mean, for wrestling fans too, but like a place where all of those kinds of people can converge and really appreciate what's going on in the ring.
Everybody could become like one big family. So something like that. I mean, it's pretty much all about having fun. Everybody coming as one, and I'm definitely going to take into consideration the invite. So I'm not like I said. So now on the show, I always do my segment. I always call this damn that's good, Ty, because this is where you really got to think. So you ready to hear the question?
Okay.
All right. So you in Brooklyn, you get to have your own special match in Brooklyn. The question is, what type of match would it be? Like pretty much something that represents Brooklyn. What type of match would it be, and who would it be against?
Damn, that's good, Ty. Okay. Let me think about this. So if it's a Brooklyn, what's a Brooklyn-based match gonna look like? I feel like it's either like a death match or like an I Quit match, or loser goes and buys pizza for everybody, or something kind of corny like that. Like loser jumps off the Brooklyn Bridge.
I was about to say that.
Loser jumps into the East River. Yeah. Loser has to find a dirty diaper in the East River or something like that. It would probably be against, oh man, oh my gosh, I have no idea. I would love to do at one point like an invitational, like an open challenge. Cool. and have I love Big Calix, like somebody like Big Calix who's like completely the opposite of me, I love wrestling Logan Black because he's so insane in the ring, and he's so feel bad like hitting him really, really. I don't feel. Hello, can you see? Okay. Oh no. Hello. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Girls. Oh, Kennedy Copeland or Ziggy Haim. I've been wanting to. I don't have any contact with either of those people, and I would love to be in a fight with either of them. Just like queer girls, I Quit match, loser jumps in the East River, or we throw each other into the East River.
Probably have the ring set up on the bridge. That'd be pretty badass. Just have it, So.
That would be so gross, but so fun.
Now, as we chorus, like I said, we pretty much are pretty much ending this badass episode tonight here off the top rope. Now, I got to ask you, from 1 to 10, what are the chances of you coming back on the show to talk it up with your boy Ty Asbury again?
A 10, of course. This has been wonderful.
Yeah, now, you got a lot of stuff coming up.
Get a better internet connection, though.
It's
my internet.
The show turned out to be great. And the biggest thing of all is everybody wants to know what's up next for you. You got the big Philly show coming up. Everybody wants to know about that. So what is up next for the Kick-Ass Machine? Let us all know.
Oh, man. Okay, so October 30th, everybody hits in Philly. November 20th is the Secret Underground Fight Club show again. No name. Nobody knows who's holding it. And then actually same weekend on the 21st, which should be a Sunday. So ring show on Saturday, no ring show on Sunday, November 21st at $3 Bill, which is a bar in Brooklyn. And I think that's going to be like a queer card show. So that's going to be really fun and diverse and kooky. It's going to be kooky. And that's what I got in 2021. The rest of them are in January right now.
And I guess everybody can just keep following you on Twitter once January gets closer, and you'll have everything posted on Twitter.
Absolutely. I'll put it on at Sazzy Boatright on all of my platforms. And yeah, I'm pretty easy to find, I feel. No weird spelling to my name. Don't add an extra Z or W or anything like that. Just straightforward.
Well, everybody, you heard it first. I call her, she's big business. The business is going to get bigger as she gets fired up in wrestling. She's a kick-ass machine. The boat just landed, of course, here on Off the Top Rope. Sazzy Boatright was my guest on tonight's show of Off the Top Rope. Sazzy, thank you very much for being on the show. Most importantly, stay healthy, be safe, God bless you, and you're always welcome back on Off the Top Rope.
Thank you so much, Ty. It's been so good to talk to you.
Definitely an honor. And like I said, I'm gonna let you know about the show coming up too. So I'm definitely gotta hold me to that. So I won't forget.
I will.
Definitely won't forget.
I'll be really annoying about it.
Everybody, this is your boy Ty Asbury. Thank you for watching this episode of Off the Top Rope. We are out of here. Peace out. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to watch the best wrestling podcast around with some sizzle, it is Off the Top Rope. Yeah.